Yo, YouTube, it's your boy Premier, back today with another banger, and in today's video we will be going over the best lineup and the best builds for the Puma Mania 4x rep event coming up this weekend. But before we go over any of the builds, Premier Worldwide, I already know you're good for it, but if you're new, smash that like button, drop a nice comment below, subscribe if you're new, and while you're at it, turn those post noties on. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get straight into the build. First things first, we're gonna go ahead and start with the point guard. The point guard position is hands down gonna get the most reps in Puma Mania. Now, here for the skill breakdown, you do have a few options. You can look at this BP build. It's one of the best point guard builds in the game right now. Only issue with running this BP build during Puma, if your build is not meant to throw lobs, you are not going to get as much credit as a pure playmaker or a build that is meant to throw lobs. This year with the rep system, whatever your build is meant to do, that's what it's going to get more rep for doing. So if I'm an inside center and I hit a three-pointer, I'm not going to get near as much rep as a shooting center hitting that three-pointer. So same thing goes right here. This slashing and the shooting point guard build is not going to get as much rep as a pure playmaking or a two-way slashing playmaker build. Now, one thing I will say about running the two-way slashing playmaker at the one, you have to be a great shooter to do it. Honestly, I feel like the 82 three ball at 99 is a lot better than like the 72 three ball at 99 on the two-way slashing playmaker. Personally, I feel for the Puma Mania rep event, especially running the point guard position, the pure playmaking pie chart is the best. Next, for the physical profile, there really isn't another option that I'd even consider besides, I think it's the second one from the bottom right here. If you want to consider any other, that'd be a great option. But the best physical profile in the game for the point guard position is hands down the first. Next, for your potential, I'm gonna go ahead and fly through these attribute caps and be back with the updated attributes for this build. Now, after going through this build right here is one of the highest build badge breakdowns that you can get in the game. You total out to 62 badge upgrades. That's 11 finishing, 15 shooting, 27 playmaking, and 9 defense and rebounding. The way you do it, you want to upgrade that close shot to an 86, driving layup to an 88, driving dunk to a 79. Next, go ahead and max out everything in the shooting department. You just want to upgrade the free throw though to an 83. Anything else and you're just kind of wasting badge points, and you cannot get the most badge upgrades out of this build. Same thing with your playmaking here. Only upgrade your pass accuracy to a 94. Next, upgrade your ball handling to a 95. Then you want to max out your perimeter defense, lateral quickness, steal, and you can upgrade your block, but you are not going to get as many badge upgrades for your defense and rebounding as if you just maxed out your defense and rebounding. But from here, it's onto the body shape. Hands down, the best body shape in the game for a point guard is either defined or compact. It's really just your choice. Me personally, I prefer defined just because you get a little longer arms in my opinion. Next, for the height on this build, hands down the best height in the game for the point guard position. If you're a slashing playmaker, it has got to be 6'5". Look at all the bonuses, hardly any takeaways. You don't lose speed, you don't lose acceleration. 6'5" is the best height for any point guard pure playmaker build. Next, for the wingspan on this build, you want to go ahead and minimize his arms. That way you get the max shooting rating possible and it barely takes away from your steal. At the point guard position, having shorter arms also gives you a faster jump shot, so there's going to be less contest on your jumper as well, and you have a higher rated three-pointer and mid-range, so minimizing your arms is the best option here. Next, for the takeover, hands down, don't even look at the others. For the Puma Mania rep event, you want to get playmaker takeover. If you have playmaker takeover at the point guard position, you're going to be throwing a ton of lobs, so you're going to get takeover faster for doing what your takeover is meant to do. So definitely choose playmaker takeover for this build. And as you can see, you have built a slashing playmaker similar to Derrick Rose, similar to Ja Morant, and similar to Stephen Curry. This build right here is going to be one of the best builds hands down for Puma Mania. You're going to get some of the most rep out of any of the other builds in the game. But from here, we're going to go over 2 more builds, so let's go ahead and go back to the main menu. Now, for the next build, we're going to go over the interior finisher or the slasher type build that you're going to be throwing lobs to during Puma Mania. If you don't know already, by the way, throwing lobs is how you get some of the most rep or dunking off a flashy assist. So if you plan on getting rep during Puma, definitely keep that in mind. Me personally, I'm going to show you my interior build that I've recently made. This is one of the best interior builds in my opinion in the game. Handed, all that doesn't matter, that's of course up to you. Next, for the skill breakdown, let's go ahead and choose the first skill breakdown, the one with the most finishing. That way you get the highest rated standing dunk and the highest rating driving dunk. On the normal, I think the physical profile that I would choose for this build is this physical profile right here. That way you do not get babied in the paint if you have to guard a big man or something like that. But to be honest, for Puma, that is not the physical profile I am looking at. I am looking at this physical profile right here. That way I am as fast as possible. That way I can outrun my man and get open for the lob. Next, for your potential, I'm going to go ahead and fly through these attribute caps and be back with the updated attributes for this build. Now, after finishing up with this build, this is one of the best interior finishers in the game. You get 28 finishing, 9 playmaking, and all the defense and rebounding badges you can possibly get for this build. The way you do that, you want to upgrade the close shot to a 79 and then max out everything else in the finishing department. You do not want to touch your shooting. On this build, you are not going to be shooting the ball at all. But next, from there, for the playmaking, you want to upgrade the ball handling to a 64. Then you want to upgrade your post moves to a 82. Then after that, you want to max out everything in the defense and rebounding category, but you only want to upgrade your steal to a 48. Then for the body shape, hands down the best body shape for any interior is burly, especially after I do what I'm about to do to this build. Next, after that though, for the height, hands down the best height for any interior is 6'10". 6'10" is the best height for any interior because at 6'10" you can still switch down low and guard even the 7'3" big men if you have on pogo stick, rim protector, badges like that. And not to mention you can switch out there onto a point guard and not get killed. So 6'10" is the best height for any interior. Next though, for the weight, here's where it gets a little tricky on this build. This is something personally that I have been doing. A lot of people with this interior build, they go ahead and max out the weight. That way they get the most interior defense possible on this build. But me, actually I'm doing the opposite. But me, what I am going to be doing for my interior, I honestly recommend, I'm not sure the exact weight that it was. Let me sit here and take a quick look at it, try to get everything proper. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, it was 229 pounds is the interior weight that I recommend. The reason being, you're going to be a lot faster than the majority of the people guarding you. There's going to be a lot of big men trying to guard you, stuff like that. And having a smaller weight, you're going to catch more lobs because you're going to be able to get open because you're faster than your man a lot of the time. Next, for the wingspan, a lot of people think, oh, it's a slasher. Let me just go ahead and max out his arms. That is not the case with an interior finisher. This is per Damo, the man who has hit legend twice almost in this game. You need to go ahead for your interior and drop your arms down at least 2 below the maximum. He says the reason you want to do this is because you're going to go ahead and catch a lot more lobs than if you maxed out the arms. I know you lose a little bit on the stats here, but for this build, you need to catch every single lob. You don't want to get the lob animation, go to dunk the ball, and your man just misses the dunk. That's what's going to happen a lot of the times if you max out your arms, so I recommend you do 2 below the maximum on this build. Next, for the takeover, it's honestly a no-brainer here. For Puma, you're going to be catching lobs if you're the interior or slasher type build, so you definitely want to choose slasher takeover. And as you can see, you have built an interior finisher similar to Sean Kim, similar to Blake Griffin, and similar to Anthony Davis. Hands down, if you're going to be playing the slasher or interior position, this is the best interior finisher build in the game. But from here, let's go ahead and move on to the third and final build for this lineup. Next, for the third and final build, you're going to be playing the center position probably. A lot of people think during Puma, okay, I have an interior finisher, he's 6'10", I probably need to get a lockdown with my point guard. No, that is not the case. That is not how you're going to get the most rep out of Puma. If you're the third man, if you're not the point guard, if you're not the lockdown, the way that you're going to get the most rep out of Puma Mania is by being a center, but you need to be a shooting center. That is the key to getting the most rep because you're going to be doing the pass to assist method. You need to RBA the ball on the fast break, and from there he's going to lob it to the interior finisher. From there, everyone is going to get as much rep as possible. As the center position, you're going to get the majority of your rep from stops in the paint, from rebounds, and you're going to get pass to assist. From there, you can get anywhere from 8 to 12K per game. But you can't just be any center. If you're an inside center, you're going to mess up the whole lineup. Like I said, you need to be a shooting center. So the best shooting center pie chart in the game is the red and the green, the one with the most defense and the most rebounding. Next, for your physical profile, here you do have a few options. Here lately, I have seen a lot of people in the stage, especially my homie Kirby. He has been using the top physical profile in the game for his center. The reason being, you get a faster speed, you get a faster acceleration, and he says with positioning, he doesn't even feel the strength differences. The reason you want to be faster as a center is for hedging and for comp situations. If you have to get put on the point guard, you want to be as fast as possible. A lot of people look at this physical profile right here. Arguably, this is one of the best physical profiles in the game for the center position. On the regular, I think I would choose this physical profile. This is, if I'm not mistaken, what I chose for my center. And honestly, for Puma Mania, this is the best physical profile in my opinion, because you're going to be down low. A lot of the times, they're going to be up there playing the pick and roll, playing sides on the screens, and you're going to be down low, camping in the paint, trying to get boards. So I honestly recommend you get the one with the most strength. Next, for your potential, I'm gonna go ahead and fly through these attribute caps and be back with the updated attributes on this build. Now, after we finish up on this build, I did say you needed a shooting center, and your boy came through. That's 17 shooting badges, 23 defense and rebounding, and 4 finishing on this build. From a shooting center, you really can't ask for more. You're getting the maximum amount of defense and rebounding badges. You're getting the maximum amount of shooting badges as well. And on top of that, you can get like a gold lob city and like a bronze contact. And the way you want to get the most badge upgrades out of this build, you want to upgrade your close shot to an 83. Do not touch your driving layup. If you touch it, you're not going to get the most finishing badges possible. Next, from there, go ahead and upgrade your driving dunk to a 62. Standing dunk needs to be upgraded all the way to an 85. Next, from there, max out everything in the shooting department, but only upgrade your free throw to a 76. Then from there, let's go ahead and scroll down to defense and rebounding. Max out everything in the defense and rebounding category, but only upgrade your steal to a 54. That's the maximum amount you can get here. Then from there, it's onto the body shape. Hands down, the best body shape for any center is burly. You want to look as big as possible. That way you set the beefiest screens on the ball. If you select a smaller build like this, you're not going to set near as big of screens as a bigger player. So for the center position, I definitely recommend burly. Next, for the height on this build, 6'11" has got to be the best height in the game for any center. I'm not even going to sit here and debate it. Get a good look at the stat bonuses that you get just from dropping 1 inch, and I promise you, if you do your badges right, you are not going to get babied in the paint. But from here, on the weight, you do have a decision, same as the interior, but honestly, I do consider it opposite. Here, what I'm going to be doing for my weight, I recommend maxing out your weight on this build. That way you get the most interior defense, that way you get the most strength, and the weight you need to upgrade it to is 285 pounds. Next, for the wingspan on this build, here you do have a few options as well. If you go ahead and max out your arms, I'm not gonna lie, you might have a little trouble shooting, but that is a decision that you're going to have to make. I honestly feel if you do not max out your arms, you might get horsed in the paint a little. So I think you need to max out your arms on this build and just be a better shooter. Just push through it. I think if you can push through it and shoot with this 69 3 ball, once you get to a 99 overall, that's a 73 3-pointer. And then on top of that, if your point guard is running floor general and Hall of Fame, that is a 77 open shot 3. If you can't hit with a 77 open shot 3, you need a new jumper. But from here, it's onto the takeover. I honestly feel you have a few options. You can select rim or you can select glass cleaner. I honestly feel you get rim protector takeover a little faster this year, especially if you're playing like stage or something like that. You're really not going to get that many boards. People do not miss a lot of shots. And honestly, during Puma, I feel a lot of people, there's going to be a lot of bums in the park, taking bad shots, driving in the paint. I feel you're going to be able to get a lot more rep with rim protector takeover during Puma. And as you can see, you have built a glass cleaning lockdown similar to Ben Wallace and similar to Steven Adams. This glass cleaning lockdown build is hands down one of the best in the game. It stretches the floor and it can bang with even the 7'3" centers in the paint. But that's all for today's video. Let me know what you think of the builds. Let me know if you're excited for Puma, and let me know what video you would like to see next. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe if you're new. Make sure to turn those post notifications on. It's your boy Premier, and I'm out. Peace!